So it's been a long time since I posted an update on this challenge. There's a lot of reasons, and I've been really busy, so I've not had time. But I hope you didn't think I'd given up. Um, Still going. The last time I posted something was day 17, I think it was. Since then, it's been what, 1, 2, 3, almost 5 weeks since I posted anything. However, in that time, I've still been going. I'm on day 56 now. So the challenge is still going. I've got another 20 days left. Um, this video is probably going to be a bit longer than the usual one because I want to cover all 6 weeks. And I'm not going to go into detail. I'm just going to give you an overview of how things are in those weeks. So I won't give an overview of every single week, but just in terms of food, how I feel in terms of energy, my workouts, anything that's impacted the challenge, whether I'm keeping up with everything or not. So just an overview of everything. I'll also share some results because I did the fitness tests right at the start of the challenge, and then I did it on day 40, it was, I think, which was around 2 weeks ago. So I'll talk about that as well, just so you can see the impact. But I will start with, so this is typically where I record what happens in a day in terms of food, workout. So it's just quite basic, but it just keeps it in my mind anyway, and it's useful for the weekly overviews, which I haven't done, but I'll try to start doing that. I think doing it daily, I was probably a bit too ambitious, but at least now we know. So most likely, there's only 20 days left, which is about 3 weeks. I'll start doing like a weekly overview of what's going on. And I'll probably change my workout as well in these last 20 days to try increase the intensity a bit more and see what happens, because I think it's easy to get these results initially because you can see progress quite quickly. But as as your body adapts to the training, the food, you need to change things to make sure you keep getting results and keep improving. But anyway, going back to day 18, which is when I last posted. I think I was in Manchester at the time and it was quite a busy day. But since then, the following week was just a standard week, nothing interesting. Typical, outdoor workout is going for a walk, 40 or 45 minutes. And then the gym, trying to do sort of everything. So usually I start off with a circuit. So it's a 20-minute circuit. When I say circuit, actually, it's not a circuit. It's mainly cardio. So it's usually 10 minutes on the treadmill, increasing the speed up to level 12, 13. It just gets the body warmed up as well and just gets you sweating. And then it's usually 10 minutes on the rowing machine or 10 minutes on the bike. I find this quite useful in terms of warming up. Obviously, everyone has different ways of warming up, but for me, this works. And then I'll do the rest of my workout, throwing in a few circuits, etc. But yeah, that week, nothing exciting. It was day 20 to 26. And then the following week, again, similar. Gym is going well. My sessions were quite good. I feel like at that point, my sort of intensity of sessions was quite good. I'll get into how it's going recently, but I do remember it was actually really good. I was feeling stronger. In terms of cardio, etc., I felt a lot more energy. Could be down to cutting the sugar at the time as well. But that was again the following week, which was day 27 to day 34. And then the following week, I've got a bit more detail here as well. So in terms of breakfast, my typical breakfast is usually either yogurt and granola or avocado and eggs with toast. I usually sort of mash up the avocados and eggs, add chili flakes, salt, and put it on toast, and that's just my breakfast. Half an avocado, so not a full one, just half with one egg, and then put it on toast. I know Instagram is crazy about eggs recently, but yeah, I don't eat too much. I think one is enough. Um, and lunch is, I usually prefer a cold lunch, so it's either a salad with some sort of protein, so it's chicken or salmon. But most of the time, it's usually a salad with a little bit of pasta on the side, and either chickpeas or black beans and tuna. I feel like that's more common in chicken and fish when it comes to lunch for me. When it comes to dinner, then it's probably more chicken, based around chicken anyway. Typically, I prefer a hot dinner, so it's usually rice with chicken and a salad, or it's a pasta with chicken. But I do know in this week I made some pasta with meatballs, and I think I was the same for about 3 4 days, which probably sounds boring, but it is what it is. It does the job, and it tastes good. And I'm the type of person, I don't really care. I could eat the same thing every single day. Not every single day, but 3 out of 4 days a week, and I don't really get bored. Obviously, it has to taste good, but I don't mind if it is the same dish, three times for dinner. What else? The following week, I was away, and I was working as well, but I also took a few days off, which was nice. But I won't get into that. That's personal stuff. But that was nice. So I was away for, I think it was 5 days, and then 3 of those days were actually off. So Friday, Saturday, Sunday was off. The other two I was working. However, I actually tried to train while I was away as well. So in the morning, I would go for a 15 20 minute run, and then sort of work out outdoors, so typically on the beach. There's not much to do, if I'm honest, but I did sort of circuit training. So besides the run, doing some burpees, do some press ups, some abs. Also, trying to utilize what you have. So I think I found, well, it was a rock. I don't know how heavy it was. It was probably about 15 kg or something. But sort of did like medicine ball throws, did lunges while holding the rock. Sounds primitive, but it was good. It felt nice working out outdoors in that kind of environment. Um, but yeah, it was in the morning. So in the morning, I'd get my workout done out of the way. Then it was either work or exploring. But that was good. Obviously, that was my outdoor workout. There was no gym around. So I don't think you need to be that strict. A workout is a workout at the end of the day. But I know the challenge says 2 times 45-minute workouts. So besides the morning workout, usually in the evening or on the days I was off, explored quite a lot. So there was a lot of walking, hiking, swimming as well. So both workouts got done, but in a different way to, what someone would expect if you're at home where you can actually go to the gym. But I think the positive is the box got ticked, the workouts got done, and the challenge keeps going. So I didn't skip anything. Also, one of the hardest things that I probably found while I was away was trying not to eat sugar. I think that's such a big challenge, especially if you're on holiday or working away from home. You're not preparing your own food essentially, so you need to, look at things carefully and look at the dish, what's in it, and also, things like ice cream or, things you want to indulge in, but you have to stop yourself. I'd say the biggest thing was ice cream. I was craving ice cream, and honestly, I just, yeah, I just had to say no. So that was a big challenge from a, I don't know, mental strength perspective. Um, yeah, mental strength is definitely something that you need, especially when you're away. But anyway, I got back on the Sunday, and then Monday was back to normal routine, morning gym, breakfast. But that Monday I was traveling back down to London, so it was kind of a busy day. But I got the workout done, went for a walk when I got back, and it was all right. That was day 43. Um, and then the following week was day 43 to day 49. Um, that was, to be fair, I actually went in that week on the Friday. I had to go back to Manchester because there was a lot of stuff to do in Manchester with work, in terms of Eat Fit, meal prep, and the other project I'm working on, which is a salad bar, um, which will be opening soon. But I had a lot of work to do in relation to that. So even though I came down to London on the Monday, I went back on the Friday, due to, other commitments. But the week was good in terms of food. I think my breakfast in that week was actually the same for about 3 days. I had avocado eggs on toast. Lunch was salad. Dinner was pasta, I think. Yeah, it was pasta. And besides that, I think one of the things I probably haven't spoke about is snacks, because you can't just survive on breakfast, lunch, and dinner. In terms of my snacks, I eat a lot of yogurt. I don't know what it is. It's probably back to my village days. But I like yogurt with, sometimes I'd have it with fruit. Sometimes I'd literally have it on its own. And bear in mind, this is just Greek style yogurt, so it's not flavored or anything. But I like, typically sometimes late night when I'm having, I'm craving something sweet or a dessert or whatever, I would typically have yogurt with, some sliced apple, peanuts, or any other kind of nuts, some chia seeds, and maybe a little bit of honey sometimes. But I've been skipping that a lot recently. But that would be my typical snack, probably late at night, or to be honest, anytime during the day. I do need to stock up on my Eat Fit snacks. So when Izan has made some more protein balls, I'll pick them up from Manchester. Um, that's actually a good point. I feel like the snacks is where people go wrong when it comes to fitness in these challenges. Um, because most of the time, when you think of snacks, or the general person, when you think of snacks, you don't think of going to fruits straight away, because I feel like that's technically, not technically, but I would say most people don't really classify it as a snack, because it doesn't satisfy them as much. But fruits are a good snack. I think if you combine it with, say, yogurt or something else, then it might satisfy you a bit more. Like having peanut butter and apple. Um, but yeah, something along those lines anyway. But also, if you can buy healthy snacks, then it might work for you as well. So, whether it's protein balls, which can give you a nice kick of energy. So, I don't know, dating cashew peanut protein balls, which we do with Eat Fit. I feel like they're really good because you've got the natural sugars from the dates. And I think the key thing about the sugar from dates is it doesn't spike your insulin levels. So, if you having artificial sugars, it can spike your insulin levels, so you get that high and then you crash. Whereas with dates, I think you can look into it yourself as well. But what the science says is it doesn't spike your insulin levels, and which is good. It means you don't have those peaks and troughs in your energy levels. It's just consistent. So yeah, I think incorporating some sort of dates or date-based snacks is probably good, and gives you energy. And then you can put the nuts in as well for extra protein and the other benefits that nuts have as well. Um, but that's it on snacks. Next week after that, I came back from Manchester on the Sunday evening it was, I think. And then that would be the following week was day 50 to day 56, which is today. So now I'm up to date. Now I can give you more detail on the week. So Monday, I think this week has been pretty, I would say, not necessarily bad, but not as good as previous weeks. When it comes to breakfast, especially, I've skipped breakfast most days, and I haven't worked out in the morning, except Tuesday. On Tuesday, I went for a 5K run in the morning, which was good. But besides Tuesday, my mornings, I've woke up quite late and then just skipped breakfast and gone straight to work. But I did meal prep at the start of the week, so lunch, dinner, etc. was good. It's just skipping breakfast is not a good thing. I think my energy levels are quite low, surviving on coffee. But I was in the office from Tuesday to Friday. Lunch was pretty much the same, Tuesday to Thursday. It was lunch, a salad bowl, mixed greens, cucumber, tomatoes, feta, chickpeas, yogurt, and some nuts and seeds. I actually enjoy that lunch quite a lot, even though there's no protein in it. It is quite good. Dinner, I had rice and fish quite a few times, and I had a couple of chicken wraps on 2 of the days. Typical routine when I am sort of skipping breakfast, not working out in the morning, is when I get home from work, which is usually 5:30, 6. I'll go straight to the gym and try to get gym done. So I'll probably spend 2 hours in the gym, which is, I don't know, an hour and 10, 15 minutes actually in the gym. And then probably about 30 minutes in the sauna. Yeah, besides that, nothing interesting. Other in terms of food, I usually drink 2 coffees when I'm in the office. When I'm at home, I don't drink any coffee at all. One of the other things I would say is Friday this week was a complete write-off. I skipped breakfast. I had a pretty crap lunch, and I actually didn't train. I think my energy was quite low, and I don't know what it was, but I think actually I do know. I think generally the week I've skipped breakfast most days. My workouts have been average, and I feel like Friday was the day where my body just said no. And I think if I'd had a better week, I had a good breakfast and my workouts had been better, and maybe if I trained in the morning, then I think Friday would not have happened. However, Friday was a complete write-off, I would say, when it comes to the challenge. I literally just went to work, came back, chilled, and yeah, it was a write-off for sure. Saturday was okay. Had yogurt and granola for breakfast, went to the gym. Then I had chicken and rice for lunch. Then I went to London to see some friends. While I was out, I did have some snacks, but not too much. So just like a few chicken strips and some nachos, but it's not the end of the world. And then I got home quite late, which was like 1 a.m. I had a chicken sandwich. I was hungry. But that was it for Saturday. Today is Sunday, so this can go into next week. But yeah, generally speaking, I think it's been good. My workouts this week, like I said, were average, so they need to improve. But I think it just depends on everything else around it. The reason the workouts are average is because I skip breakfast, so making sure you have breakfast, you have a good morning, good start to the day, and then you can continue that. But if you have a shit breakfast or no breakfast at all, and have a bad start to the morning, then pretty much half your day is gone, and you can only do so much in the other half. But yeah, I think next thing is the results, which are exciting, I can't lie. I mean, it's been 2 weeks since I saw it anyway, so I probably need to do the next one in about a week's or 10 days time. But I think I probably need to edit this video and put a picture in. Which one was first? Give me a second. So this one, let me put this one down, was my initial result. I think you can do this in any gym. If you just go to your local gym and ask the PT or reception, they'll probably do this for you. It's usually done on a machine where you take your shoes, your socks off, and there's like electrical sensors that you step on, and another two sensors which you hold, and it sends sort of electric signals in your body which can detect, fat, water content, muscle mass, bone density, and sort of those main things, and tell you those results on paper. I think it's really good and important if you do it at the start of, maybe a diet or a fitness challenge, or even just general health, to give you an idea of where you're at. So this one, I did it on the 3rd of June, that's June. So on the 3rd of June, the day I started the challenge, this is when I did the first one. Now bear in mind, this is pretty much a week after I came back from Japan. So I was in Japan for like 2 weeks, and I ate absolutely everything. I didn't say no to anything. I think you don't get to go to Japan every other day, so I just made the most of it, had a good time. But when I came back and did this is when I realized, I need to fix up basically. But to give you an overview, my weight was 84.5 kg. My muscle mass was 37.6 kg. So that's basically, skeletal muscle mass in your body. And my body fat mass was 19.3 kg. So that's the weight of the body fat. My body fat percentage was 22.8%. BMI is bullshit, so I won't really talk about that. And the visceral fat was level 8, which is probably about medium. So it's called, there's like a score it gives you, so it's medium. Visceral fat is basically the fat around sort of your abdominals, and the organs in your stomach, so your intestines, your liver, and this can have a direct impact on your hormones, and also whether you're at risk of diabetes, etc., and various other diseases. So it's important to keep this as low as possible. So the visceral fat level, as I said, was level 8, and that's sort of the main thing. There's other breakdowns in here. It tells you your segment fat analysis. So your left shoulder, your left side of your body, right side, your stomach, your abs, your left leg, your right leg. But I won't get into that much detail. You can probably see it on the picture. But this was right at the start on day 1. And then this one was on the 17th of July, which is about 45 days after the challenge. Now, going back to the main figures, which is my weight. So at the start, it was 84.5 kg. Now, whatever day this was, it's gone down to 78.7 kg, which I think is huge. That's what, 4.5, about 7 kilos lost in 40 days. This is probably not normal. I think it's because I'm doing a challenge which is so intense, hence, the big improvement. The next thing was the skeletal muscle mass, which was 37.6 kg right at the start. This has gone up to 37.7 kg, which is almost 1.1 kg gained. That's good. I think gaining muscle helps in terms of your metabolism. So if your weight is not changing but you're gaining muscle, because that is quite often the case with some people, and depending on your training and diet, you might be 70 kg at the start, you might be 70 kg at the end, but you might have lost the weight in body fat and gained it in muscle, which is good because it means you're leaner and you've got more muscle on your body, which requires nutrition, and it means your metabolism is improved because your body will burn more fat to feed those muscles. So gaining 1.1 kg of muscle is good. In terms of body fat percentage, it's gone down from 22.8% to 16.7%. Again, that's good. That's really good. It's down to the loss in my normal weight, which is about 5-6 kilos, and then the body fat corresponds to that weight loss, and also the muscle gain as well. But 22.8 to 16.7% body fat. So overall, it's really good. The final component actually is the visceral fat level, which, as I mentioned, is the fat around the organs in your abdominals, your stomach. That has gone to level 5, and I think it was level 8. Yeah, it was level 8, and now it's level 5, which is really good. I think that's what you want to focus on when it comes to health. Obviously, a lot of people, you want to focus on aesthetics, strength, fitness, but you need to look at these key things that are going to impact your health long term as well. So visceral fat down to level 5, which is good. So down from level 8 to level 5. I think overall, another key thing is my recommended calorie intake at the start was 2,405 calories, and now it has gone up to 2,802 calories, which is probably down to the fact, gained 1 kilo of muscle. So your recommended calorie intake is obviously based on the different factors, such as your body fat, your muscle mass, etc. So it means I can eat more basically to an extent. And the base metabolic rate, which is the calories that are needed to maintain your normal bodily functions, maintain your weight, everything, etc. It was 1,778 calories. So that's just basic to maintain your body. And it's now 1,786. So it's gone up a little bit. I would say that's again down to gaining maybe some muscle. And also depending on your heart rate, various other factors. That's basically what's needed to maintain your body. Not big changes there, but I just thought I'd let you know anyway. I think the main thing is the body fat percentage down from 22.8 to 16.7%, and the body weight, which is huge, 84.5 kilos to 78.7 kilos. I'll probably do this again. I think in maybe 10 days time, just to see what's happened, because it's been This one I did on the 17th of July. Now it's almost, 29th of July, so almost 2 weeks. I'll probably give it another week and then do another one just to see what's happened in the last 3 weeks. Because as I mentioned, I think it's easy to get results fast right at the start, but then it slows down and you have to work extra hard to get the same results. But let's see how that goes anyway. I'm trying to think if I've missed anything or anything else that I wanted to cover. Let me have a look. Actually, you know no, I think that's everything, to be honest. Yeah, we keep going. Another 20 days to go. I think what I might do is some of the days that were a complete write off, I might just extend. So instead of finishing on 75, I don't know, it could end up being 80 days. But I think what I've seen is it's not too difficult. Probably the most difficult thing about this challenge is, I won't necessarily say sacrifice. You don't have to sacrifice too much, but depends on your lifestyle. So, your work routine, what your food habits are like at home, your general fitness levels, and your social life will probably determine whether you're going to find this easy or hard. Because I think social life, especially if you're working Monday to Friday full time and you're trying to have a social life and you're trying to squeeze in 2 workouts a day for 45 minutes, outdoors, indoors, and you're trying to, I don't know, cut sugar or take some foods out of your diet, all of that can quickly become too much. Especially, I think the social life, it's hard sometimes because if you finish work 5 6 p.m. and then you definitely need to work out in the gym for 45 minutes to an hour, it can be hard because sometimes it depends on how your work day has been. If you've had a really shit day at work, the last thing you want to do is go to the gym and go all out for 45 minutes and then maybe go see some friends or maintain your social life again in the evening. So I think it can be hard and challenging. But there are other versions of this challenge that I've heard. So it's called 75 soft. I don't know what that means specifically, but I'm guessing it's a softer version and probably less time working out, etc. But I think it's doable. It's not that hard. The thing that I've been doing, which is the sugar challenge, which is supposed to be 30 days, and I've carried on in what is day 56 now. I think that's probably the hardest part, because there's a lot of things that contain sugar which you're probably not aware of. Stupid things like mayonnaise. I mean, who would have thought there's sugar in mayonnaise? But if you pick up a jar from Tesco or wherever, on the back of it, there's sugar in mayonnaise. So small things like that, it's hard, and you need to read the labels if you want to take it seriously. I mean, I'm probably taking it way too serious. You might not need to do that, but I just want to see what happens if you do everything by the book for that amount of time, just to see what results can be achieved. But let's see what happens. The sugar challenge is definitely tough for longer than 30 days anyway. But the workouts are good. I think you'll notice it straight away. After 2 3 weeks, you start to feel a bit more fitter and stronger. But yeah, I'm not going to waffle on any longer because this is probably the longest video we've done, and I will leave it there and probably update at the end of this coming week on a Saturday or a Sunday. See how things go.